Do, 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 do. Okay, now this is just my notice to the folks out there that there is the governor has declared a state of emergency. And if you look at the bottom of our screen there, I have all the counties listed there so you can go down there and see whether or not your county is there. I'll leave it up there for a couple of hours for those folks who are at work or who maybe, somebody may know about me. I don't know. But either way go, all the counties are there so you will know if your county is listed on. And I think if your county is listed, your county is under a state of emergency by the governor. And that state of emergency, now I don't think it'll last as long, but by law, it can last up to 30 days unless the governor specifically, tones it down. Okay, if that's the word, I think. Anyway, cold temperatures have persisted since the last couple of days, and I would imagine there may be some more cold temperatures persisting for a few days. But either way, if your county's name is on this particular list right here, I do believe that there probably won't be any school tomorrow or anything like that. But you might want to check with your local school administrators and your local government, county, city, whoever you live out there, and make sure that it has not been rescinded. But I don't believe that it has. I think they're expecting I think up North Georgia, they are expecting sleet and some snow. And of course, quite naturally in Alabama, if it starts snowing, you don't want to be on the road. Believe me, you don't. It's hard for me being on the road, and I was born in snow. So I'm just saying you might want to take a look. See, Alabama law mandates that a state of emergency will last for 60 days unless Governor Ivey terminates it earlier by written proclamation. She goes on to say that cold temperatures have persisted in Alabama this week, and we are anticipating the potential for winter weather to impact our whole state, particularly our driving conditions, Ivey said in the statement. As we all know, winter weather is challenging in a state like Alabama due to forecast uncertainties. That being said, I encourage Alabamians to make any needed preparations today. And if you are not, and if you are in an impacted area, do not have to be, and you don't have to be on the road, try to avoid it. Keep an eye on your local forecast and your stay weather aware. And let me add something to that. If you know somebody that's older than you, really old, okay, let me get a little older than me. If you know somebody that's elderly, of course I'm elderly. Okay, I'm not that elderly. So if you know somebody that's elderly, please check on them tomorrow just to make sure that they're okay. Older people especially can't get around to get canes and all that thing, and arthritis. The one friend everybody gets when they get old. He stays with you. Arthritis, yeah. Like the other guy you got named Bill. Yeah, he's with you no matter where you go. Anyway, so state of emergency has been called for Alabama. And you guys can just check it out if you want to. Now, that's one good thing about this Facebook stuff here. You can, in streaming, you can reach out and touch people at a moment's notice. And that's what we are doing, hopefully, at the moment. So you guys just make sure that you check things out and keep your neighbors in mind. Keep your neighbors in mind now, because you never know where your neighbors are, what shape they are in. So look at the list down there. Hey, thanks a lot there, Big C. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate your support. Somebody told me that I was a wuss and I couldn't do this. I couldn't do the podcast. I got to get used to it. I must admit, but it is challenging, if to say nothing else. But hopefully I don't have to do it for a living. So anyway, So you got to. I'm gonna leave that up there for a while, and if you want to, talk about anything, hey, let me know. I'm here. I'm just doing things on my computer at the moment, just checking things out. I'm not an expert podcaster yet, so I'm working on it. I mean, I'm a great talk show host, but on the podcast thing. But I'm getting better every week. I'm getting better, so it's I'll have it down pat a little bit. Anyway, those counties for those folks who maybe can listen but cannot hear, it is Bibb County, Blount, Calhoun, Chambers, Cherokee, Chilton, Clay, Claiborne, Colbert, Coosa, Coleman, DeKalb, Elmore County, Etowah, Fayette. Never heard of Fayette, but it's out there. Franklin, Jackson, Jefferson, Lamar, Lauderdale. That's in Florida. Lawrence County, Lee County, Limestone County, Macon, Madison, Marion, Marshall, Morgan, Pickens, Shelby, Randolph, St. Clair, Talladega, I know what that is, Tallapoosa, wherever that is, I don't know what it is, Tuscaloosa, Walker, and Winston counties. So if you live in either one of those counties, that's going to be up for a while, so you guys can check it out, see if that's where in place you're going tomorrow, you're not going. State of emergency is being called by the governor, and so y'all might want to, take a look at that and see whether or not you're actually on there. Okay, all right, okay. And since I'm on here, since I'm on the stream anyway, I mean, I'm just here. So, and I had a call yesterday from one of our Roberta Franklin was a friend of mine and an outstanding talk show host. As a matter of fact, probably a little better than me at the time. She had more big go heads than I got to do some of the things she used to do. But oh yeah, and the Irish is playing tonight. That's right. The Irish is playing. Go Irish. I think when this is all done, we'll come back to the important stuff in a minute. But when it's all done, I believe Notre Dame's going to be the national champions. Okay, that's when it's all done. Okay, then I'm going to go home and scratch off that Roll Tide thing that I put on the bench out of the University of Notre Dame when my sister passed away. I must have been depressed or something. I went out there and put Roll Tide on the bench at Notre Dame University out there where the kids go to school at out there. And I said, oh man, I've been in Alabama too long. so anyway, we will we'll check that out. If you can check all that out, and I appreciate you guys tuning in for a couple seconds, and I'll just leave that there unless you got something to say. Oh no, this is what I got to say. And nobody's going to pay attention to this. I know. I'm just putting it out here. But I got a call from a guy from a prison, and his name is Tommy, and Tommy said he is in jail for, he's been in jail for 37 years for a crime he did not do. And of course, most people in jail, will say they did not do it. And I would imagine some of them absolutely didn't do it. Matter of fact, last week in New York, there were 3 guys let out of jail. Prison, had been there for 37 years. They did not do it. And I guess my problem with our prison system, the government has all the resources in the world to go after whoever they want to go after, to use whatever resources are available to them. And even they sometimes cheat. So how can you have people in jail for 37 years and not know that they're wrongfully convicted? So here's and I think, listen, money talk and the rest walk. I think the solution to this is this. I believe that if you put people in jail and take their freedom for years, whether it's 1 year, 10 years, 37 years, I really believe that you need to give those people $1 million. Okay, 1 million. Okay, even if it's just for 1 year, because how can you be wrong and you have all the resources of the United States government? Me, if I'm lucky, I got a public offender who really don't give a crap that much about me because I'm just a name on a list. But how is it possible that the government, with all the resources that are available to them, can get it wrong? How is that possible? But if they do get it wrong, if they do get it wrong, I really believe that they need to pay for the wrongness. Okay, $1 million. That'll stop some of this. Well, we just got to get our count up. We just got. And listen, I'm all for law and order. I don't think crooks ought to be walking the streets either. But let's make sure they're crooks. There was something that happened in Montgomery the other day, at one of our local shopping centers, and the LOI had to get involved because, and I understand, I understand the. Wait a minute. Let me get my thing back together here. Okay. I can't take the call right now, but I will in a minute. Hold on there. Let me see if I can take the call. Okay. Let me see. I'll have to call him back because my mind ain't what it used to be. So you may have to just talk on the line right there. Try to get I wasn't planning on doing this. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing this. But since I'm here, I thought I might as well. I thought I might as well because of James, my friend James. So let me see. Okay, VOICE. Okay, so let me see if I can get that right there. Okay, and then go over here and okay, do it like this. Okay, let me. James, I will call you back in a couple of seconds here as soon as I get my act together here because I wasn't planning on doing this, but this thing just got on my nerve. And these guys call me all the time from their prisons, and the matter of it is there's nothing I can do except bring this to some of our public officials' attention. But the problem with prison, like anything else, once you are there, nobody cares. They just don't. Oh, we say we care when we're in your face. We say we do. Yeah, we want to get you out of there. But we got more lawyers than we got crooks in America, and the guys who are not crooks who get caught up in the process seem to. Well, they can't seem to get adequate representation. So I don't know what to do about it. I just don't know if there's anything we actually can do about it. Okay. Hey James, give me a call back now. That thing it ought to let you in. And that's not what I came on for. I came on just to tell you about the what is that thing called? The state of emergency. See, I'm getting the hang of this podcast now. See, this is where you go and you got fault. Let me get that right there now.
Call from McKeithen.
Sorry about that, man. I wasn't planning on taking calls. I didn't set it up, but I'm up now. You up? What's going on?
Man, you starting to sound like one of them Democrats.
But the Democrats are not all wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the Republicans are not always right, but again, you got the 37. These three guys in New York last week got let out at 37 years in prison. I mean, and the government's got all of these resources at their disposal. They can call the FBI, the NIA, the CIA, whoever they want to call and get information, and they still get it wrong.
But Kevin, sometimes it's by hook or crook, by any means necessary. Sometimes these police officers fudge the evidence.
Yeah,
we can't take police officers 100% at their word.
Unfortunately,
in the past, we could.
Right. They're just like us. They're human beings just like us, and they make mistakes.
Yes, because look at the police officers that we're having around here that are domestic violence and other things that they're getting away with, drugs.
But they're just human beings like us, though. I mean, listen, when I hear domestic violent things, that doesn't really bother me too much unless they really hurt somebody. Because listen, all men and women since the beginning of the time have fought. that doesn't make him a bad guy. That means he had a bad temper or he did an inappropriate thing. But I'm not gonna say I ain't been in a squabble or two with a couple of women that want to beat me down, but I wasn't gonna take a butt whooping. So they can say what they want to say. But so that don't. What bothers me is a dope thing. If you take a crook's dope and then you trying to sell it to make yourself some money, you know what I mean? That bothers me. But we're still human beings, whether we're police officers, preachers, and everybody. I mean, we're still human beings, and we're going to step on it every once in a while. But this thing where the police and the FBI, 37 years in prison, and they ought to get $1 million. They should get more than $1 million. But we'll start at $1 million for people who are improperly or wrongly incarcerated. I don't care if it's 1 year or 20 years. We should give them $1 million. They shouldn't have to start at McDonald's after 37 years in prison to try to make a living.
Well, most of the ones they don't start at McDonald's, but they end up having to pay a bulk of whatever money they get. They end up having to pay it to the lawyers that fought for them.
And again, that's why the money, right? That's why the money should come from the state legislature, a fund. I think we would think really hard about our conviction rather than just getting a conviction. You know what I mean? And they should not pay. They already paid their dues. They shouldn't have to pay another lawyer. That's just what I'm going to suggest that to some of our people. Yeah.
But that's the sad truth, because we sit here and a lot of times, I was always told as a kid, you got 2 strikes against you when you were born.
Mm-hmm.
You were born a man and a black man in Alabama, and you don't get many opportunities.
But I must admit, I get equal calls from black guys in jail and white guys in jail. And I just, after I'm done with the conversation, I'm so drained because there's nothing I can do. All I can do is call some buddies up, but everybody's got to make a living. But we got more lawyers than we got people in prison. And it seems like to me, those people in prison can't seem to ever get a lawyer that's worth anything. Or at least not try. I mean, all the lawyers are tagged down with people who can't pay, and I know they got to make a living, but that's why the state of Alabama should be on the hook. If you find out somebody's in prison wrongly, they need to get $1 million, and that'll stop people from putting people in jail just for the hell of it.
I tell you what, they had a young man out in Elmore County in Millbrook.
Mm-hmm.
A few years back, a child was abused, was sexually abused,
mm-hmm.
and they automatically, this young man, he was around the child. He was, he got high and stuff like that all the time, and he wasn't a model citizen,
mm-hmm.
or what we might say is model citizen. But they locked this young man up. By the time they got the DNA evidence, it took them a while, a year or whatever. When they got the DNA evidence, they had this man locked up in the county jail. And if you're in there and these crooks, these people in the jail, they figure, oh, you a child molester and stuff like that, they're going to do stuff to you. And this man was proved that his DNA was not the DNA they found on the kid. But this kid's life was gone because now he's got other charges stacked on top of those charges because he had to fight for his life.
And again, right. And again, you go to prison, people trying to beat the hell out of you. You try to protect yourself, and then you end up with another charge trying to protect yourself. I mean, our prison system is barbaric.
Well, our prison system is probably just as worse as our education system.
I would think so, if not worse. Oh, well.
But I'm glad you're sitting here telling people what's closed tomorrow. I think most of the municipalities are closed. And, a lot of state government and the federal government's going to be closed tomorrow.
Yeah.
But did you ever get any information about where we're going to hear you at next week or something like that?
Yeah, I'll know Monday. If that's right now it's on the table, but I'll know Monday or tomorrow. We're at 98%. So I just got to make sure that the rest, every time you say something, it is better to step back sometimes and get pushed back. So I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Well, hopefully you get back on and you can get some more people listening to you because I said, you got 4 people now. One of them's me. So
Yeah, I know. And one of them's me in the other room. I put it on my other computer.
oh man, okay. Well, you cheating now. You cheating.
Yeah, I know. Well, I take all I can get.
But
I appreciate it. Okay.
all right, have a good day, man.
You too. Yeah, I'm this podcast thing is kind of it's kind of interesting. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Anyway, I was just so you would know that what counties tomorrow are closed or open. It looks like just a lot of them are. But anyway, and not only that, and then I'll just think about a guy who called me from the prison today. He called me yesterday begging for some help, somebody to listen to him. I don't know whether he's guilty or innocent. I don't know, but I do know. I do know that there are a lot of folks been incarcerated for nothing. And again, okay, fine, make a mistake. We don't have a perfect perfect system. But what we do need to know, we should err on the side of the citizen. And if we find that we have put somebody in prison forever, forever, then we are for a long time, then we're going to pay them $1 million. Okay, that won't fix all the problems of society, but it'll sure help because most of us live our whole life don't make $1 million. Okay, so I'm just saying, we need to do something like that. Hey, Lisa. Hey, I'll call you later and tell you something. Anyway, so as a matter of fact, we need you on my first show so we can talk about, or you can come on this one. Either way it goes. We can talk about the school system and things of that nature, and if whether or not Miss Watkins Smith is the person for that job. I think she is, though. I think she will. Okay. Yeah, I said, well, people can go back and watch. It's not about who's watching all the time. 300 to 500 views a show is pretty good to start off with. Yeah, that's true. This is my first try at this. As a matter of fact, I've been getting invoices from Facebook. Just not very much money on them, but I thought they were telling me I owed them. So I threw them away. I didn't pay any attention. So, I don't know what happened to the money. But there's a little money on these things. I get them once in a while. I get an invoice. That's why. So I'm thinking, what did I buy? I didn't buy nothing. So why'd I owe them money? But anyway, they was actually telling me they owed me some change. Not a whole lot, but a little here and a little bit there. And if you put enough together, it all works itself out. But anyway, and I miss you too, Lisa. Tell Chuck I said hi. But anyway, and so I'm just saying, I really would I wonder how many hold on. Google, hold on. Siri, how many lawyers do we have? What is the estimated amount of lawyers that we have in America?
Okay, I found this on the web. How many lawyers do we have? What is the estimated amount of lawyers that we have in America?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Well, just tell me what it is, man. Okay.
It's on the web for tell me what it is. Check it out.
See. Okay. Never mind. Hey, Google, how many estimated lawyers do we have in America? I'm waiting for Google to answer this. There are more than 1.3 million lawyers in the United States. To be precise, there are 1,322,649 active lawyers as of January 1st, 2024. Okay, so let me write that down. Let me figure. Okay, so we got 1.3 million lawyers. Okay, 1.3 million lawyers. Hey Google, how many people are in prison and jails in America? I can't search the web. Okay. So I use select response. Google will analyze. Yeah. I got to go. Okay, let me ask Siri again. Hey Siri, how many people in prison and jails in America? So I'm trying to figure this out.
As of their March 2023 publication, the Prison Policy Initiative, a nonprofit organization for decarceration, estimated that in the United States, about 1.9 million people are currently incarcerated.
Okay.
This answer is from Wikipedia.
Okay, so we got 1.3 million lawyers, 1.9 million people in jail. We say people, P-I-J, people in jail. So with that many lawyers, you would think that everybody almost would have a lawyer, but we don't. They don't. And now, if you kill yourself constitutionally, you're guaranteed a lawyer. If you can get a lawyer if you are indigent, but they don't really have to take the greatest of care of you. And that's how these people end up in jail for 37 years and we're not guilty. So I'm just saying. Oh, Z, where is Z? Z's in bed, I think, or playing his game or something like that. That's what he always does at this time of night, I think. They got this big school. They got this thing tomorrow where everybody's going virtually, which I don't really know what virtually means. You know, I don't really know what that means. So the question on the table is: should anybody wrongly convicted, be given automatically $1 million, if in fact it is found that they were wrong? Okay, I'm just saying. I say yes. You can't give people their time back. I spell Victed, Victed. Okay. So I think that they should be. I think they should be holy. Should we pay $1 million for anybody that's been wrongly convicted? Absolutely. Because if the government can't guarantee you a good trial and they got all the resources, see that we got 1.9 million people we got 1.3 million lawyers. That's got nothing to do with all the other people they have working for them in the court system. Okay, because the DA's job is not only to convict you. At least I thought the DA's job was to bring about justice. Not necessarily convict you, but bring about justice. Now, you think that's what their job is. So, okay, I'm just saying, should we do that? Should we pay? I think we should. Anyway, that's why I came on for tonight. Anyway, I was just messing around. I wanted you to know about all these counties that have been dedicated or are categorized as states of emergency. That's what they are. We can talk about this prison thing another time. I'm fascinated by it. Because again, when you have the government with all the resources that are available to them that they want, and they still get it wrong. Okay, that's fine. You're not perfect. So if you do get it wrong, then you need to pay that citizen. Okay, really, I think you do. All right, but that's just me. So I got to go now. When I was in high school, there was no such thing as virtual school, and I graduated in 2012. My Lord, you're still kind of young, man. Come on, Big C. We didn't have virtual high school either when I was coming up. I mean, virtual high school mean you got put out the main classroom and you got sent down to detention, so you could get your head right. Yeah, we didn't have virtual high school, but we live in a different world now. You know, we also didn't have cell phones. So, you know, good technology. You can still learn. Now, when we are in the military, I know we had correspondence courses where we learned via book. And actually, if we did a good job, we could certainly, our chances of promotion were a lot better if you'd taken those correspondence courses. If you hadn't, because I never would take one. I thought it was kind of boring. But anyway, that's what I missed on in that extra strike right before I got out. But anyway, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. But I'm gonna leave this up here for a little while because you guys can, check the counties out right there that have been rendered in a state of emergency. So I'm not going to turn. Well, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to replay this in a little while and let it start at about 10 o'clock. And so if you can't go to sleep, this will put you to sleep, wouldn't you? If you turn it on. So anyway, thanks for the few folks that came on to it. I appreciate you. And also want to thank again the people who gave last month to our Helping Hands. We actually went out and served a few families. You made the day for a lot of families. I wish I could have did more, but I just didn't have time on the air to beg for the money. And so we did. We showed up at people's houses who thought they were going to have a bad Christmas, and we gave them $500. We tried to give them $1,000 or $500, depending on how much money we raised that year. This year, I was only raising enough money to give everybody $500. But you know what? 3 days before Christmas, you're sitting there broke, and me and Randy show up at your house, and we give you that money. Yeah, baby. That's going to help you out. Okay, so gotta go. But it was great seeing you guys. So we're going to replay this, though, in a little bit here, just to give you something to do while you ain't got anything to do. You're washing dishes or at work or something like that. All right. So have a great day. How long I've been on the air anyway? How long I've been on this thing? Okay. Well, how long I've been on this thing anyway? Yeah, they should hire me as a meteorologist. Nah, I don't have an education for that one. Although I can pretty much look outside and tell you it's cold. So, anyway, listen, do you know how wrong weathermen really are most of the time? They are wrong. But they give us that's why it's called a forecast. It's a forecast is pretty much a guess based on certain weather circumstances and systems. So it's a guess, and sometimes they don't get it all right, but neither do I. So anyway, gotta go. And I love my man. He got his what is the guy who talks over there on WSFA? Not FI. What the weatherman used to be over there. He's got his own weather network now. I like listening to him though. Can't think of his name right now, but I like him. Anyway, is it Mark something? No, it ain't Mark Bullock. No, Mark Bullock is the guy. No. Anyway, he does his own little weather thing now, and it's nice to be able to listen to him periodically. Anyway, gotta go. But thank you for listening. So I'm gonna leave this up again. I'm gonna leave this up for a while. I'll let you guys just I'm leaving for about another hour or so you guys can look at the counties, and if you happen to live in one of those, then of course you will see your county name on there. So have a good night and have a good day and have a good night. My home's in Indiana raised and Indiana bred. My home's in Indiana. Go Notre Dame. Let's get it done. Good night.